Hello and a big God bless you, TLC. Well, with Christmas being just around the corner and everybody in that mad helter-skelter busy schedule, it occurred to me that it might be a really good idea to not just text through the announcements, but perhaps make a little video and a little challenge as well. Just something for you in your time of fellowship to really just think and ponder about this year. So I have 3 questions for you. And what my suggestion is that you find somebody that you, either a prayer partner or, somebody who you trust to be able to sit down and have these conversations. It could be somebody from church, it could be somebody from another church, but it could be somebody in a different country, to get that objectiveness, whatever it is. But there are 3 questions, 3 challenges that I'm putting out there and giving us all the chance to really evaluate how our year has been. We know it's been quite an active year with many highs, many lows, but I think there's one thing that we can all agree with, and that is that God's goodness and His faithfulness and His mercy has just been constant. The hand of the Lord has been on all of our lives, and I'm pretty sure that we're all giving Him thanks. But here are the 3 questions, okay? So number 1 would be, what has been your greatest takeaway from this year? There's a saying that says there are only 2 types of people in life, winners or learners. In other words, you either win or you learn. There's another saying that says learners and never losers. So the first question is, what is your biggest takeaway from this year? What has been your biggest learning curve, your biggest lesson, the thing that you feel that, yeah, I'm coming out of 2018 with this lesson. This is what I've learned, okay? So that's question number 1. Find someone that you can discuss this with. That's question number 1. What's been your greatest takeaway from 2018? The second, similar question is, what has been the biggest challenge? What has been the hardest thing of 2018? What has been the thing that nearly got to you? The thing that landed a few uppercuts. What has been the hardest challenge of 2018? And then finally, question number 3 would be, what has been your biggest personal victory? Okay, so that could be in the form of your biggest blessing. It could be in the form of your biggest breakthrough. But what has been your biggest victory? What, when you look back at 2018, will you look at and say, well, this was the year that such and such and such happened? Okay, so these are discussion points. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be announcing is that we won't be having church on the 30th. Okay, so that is this Sunday, the 23rd, we will be having our Christmas service. So we invite you all and encourage you to invite family members and friends to our Christmas service. But the Sunday after that falls on the 30th, and we will not be having service on that day because the very next day is the 31st, which is New Year's Eve, and we will be having our New Year's Eve celebration. A very special service, the 31st of December, which will be opening the doors about 9 o'clock, and we'll have like food and fellowship, finger foods and just fellowship and have a time, and then we'll enter our service, and then we'll hit the runway for 2019. We'll see the new year in. It is going to be a very special service because we will be seeing the appointment of 2 new ministers, our brother O'Neill and our sister Katrina, who have diligently finished their theology courses, and after many years of solid dedication, we are going to support them to the next phase and next level of their serving God and serving God's people. So if they have been a blessing to you, come out and support them and just let them know that you are fully behind them and you are fully supporting them in this next phase of their journey. Now, I can tell you there are many who are studying the Word and in college, and many who are really taking that step of faith deeper into serving the Lord. So there are going to be, these 2 are pioneers in being the first 2 appointed ministers of the Transformation Life Center, but many are hot on the trail. So just come out and just support them. It'll also be a service where these 3 questions I've asked you, it'll be an opportunity to stand up and really testify and share with everybody, what God has done for you, what has been the challenge, what has been the victory, what has been your greatest takeaway. We want to hear from everybody because there have been some incredible testimonies this year. Yes, it's been a tough year, many highs, many lows. However, when we strip all the battles and we strip all the challenges back, what you will find is that God has just been so faithful. I mean, the testimonies this year are incredible. Even up until last Sunday, I had a testimony because we've been doing the School of Healing. I had a testimony of God healing somebody in the School of Ministry class of something very serious, and God healed them. So there are many testimonies, and perhaps you have a testimony as well that is going to lift somebody to the next level and really bless their heart. The Bible says that we overcame the enemy, how? By the blood of the Lamb and by the word of the testimony of the saints. So I want to hear your testimony. Come out to that service. Just finally, just really want to encourage you, to say that you are part of a revival that God is planning for next year. 2019, every year we have a theme. And of course, the theme for this year was, or is, because we're still in it, the year of alignment. Now, many of you found that alignment was really something that really kicked in, okay? Those things that were in misalignment suddenly had to get shaken and rooted out and brought into alignment or taken out of your life altogether. So that's been the theme of alignment. Now, if you are at the end of the year and there are still things that you feel you haven't really brought into alignment yet, I want to recommend to you a book that many of us have read, many of us have been really just so hyped about, so blessed by, and it's called Operating from the Courts of Heaven, and it's by an author called Robert Henderson. Now, this book is causing a revolution. Talk about alignment. This book talks about, operating from the courts of heaven and how Satan operates from the courts of heaven. Anything he does legally. He attacked Job, he did it legally. He went and got papers first in Job chapter 1. He went and resolved the terms of his attack and came out with papers, and he was able to execute everything. So anything that we do, rather than just going straight, leapfrogging and pole vaulting straight onto the battlefield, we have to first of all go into the courtroom of heaven and get these things resolved. Once they're resolved in heaven, we now have the authority to execute them on earth. We have the authority for angels to back us up, but we must get the alignment first. So Robert Henderson's Operating from the Court of Heaven, highly recommended. And finally, before I go, just to say that the other feature of our New Year's Eve service is something that has become very indispensable. It's become very important for us as children of God, as Christians, but also many of our men as well, as heads of your home. You have to know what the theme for 2019 is going to be. So one of the reasons why we encourage everyone to come out and really fellowship together is so that we can discover what the theme is for 2019, we can download it, and we can receive the anointing for it and begin to operate in it. So if you're curious to know what is the theme for 2019 and you want to be there to receive the download and to receive the anointing, then we're inviting you. It starts at 9:30. Did I say 9 o'clock? Yes, it is 9 o'clock. It starts at 9 o'clock, just food and fellowship, and then we move into our service. So hope to see you there. And don't forget, this Sunday is our Christmas service. So I look forward to seeing you. But in the meantime, do not let the helter-skelter of this season rob your peace or your joy. Stay anointed, stay blessed, stay in His presence. And I'll see you Sunday. God bless you.